I'm super excited about this video, and that's because if you ask anyone who knows me, in addition to hopefully saying that I'm a pretty great real estate agent, they'll tell you how much I love to eat. And thankfully, Raleigh, North Carolina has grown into an incredible city for foodies. So let me introduce you to some of my favorites. But before we get there, in case you don't know me, my name is Matt Martin, and I'm a Raleigh-based realtor. I've helped tons of clients relocate to the Triangle region of North Carolina, and if you're looking to do the same, I'd love to help you too. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe right down below. Let's start with everyone's favorite weekend meal, and that's brunch. If you're looking for a casual spot that's sure to soak up last night's mistakes, look no further than Parkside. They serve up some of the best Southern classics like a chicken and waffle sandwich or incredible shrimp and grits that are sure to refuel and fill you. It sits kitty corner to Nash Square, hence the Parkside name, and has great outdoor seating options as well. If you want to go a little higher end, you can't miss St. Roch's, which really is a hit at any time of day. This New Orleans-inspired spot is known for its flame-roasted oysters, but there really isn't anything on the menu I wouldn't recommend. And the high-end retro vibe just makes this feel like a place you want to hang out in. Moving out of downtown into North Hills, I absolutely love Cucciolo Terrazza's brunch. Now, you'll hear this pronounced every different way under the sun, Cucciolo, but I say the former. If there's any Italian speakers out there who can set the record straight, that would be awesome. Even if you've never thought of breakfast as a runny egg sitting atop a bowl of pesto pasta, I promise you'll be wondering why this hasn't been a brunch staple for longer. And they arguably have one of the best espresso martinis in the city. Let's move on from brunch to a Southern staple, and that's barbecue. Now, North Carolina has a fierce rivalry between its two distinctly different styles of barbecue. Western barbecue has your more traditional tomato-based sauce, while Eastern barbecue is all about the vinegar sauce. I'm a sucker for both. I prefer the red sauce on brisket and the vinegar sauce on pulled pork. And my favorite places in Raleigh to get barbecue are Longleaf Swine for their ridiculously good brisket and killer sides, and Sam Jones Barbecue for their chopped pulled pork, complete with crispy bits of skin and their collard greens. But be warned, Longleaf Swine only allows orders by the half pound, so come hungry. And Sam Jones Barbecue has a very unique take on cornbread that they swear by, but that many reviewers on Google think very differently about. I suggest the sweet potato muffin instead. The Raleigh staple for barbecue is the Pit, which is good if you're looking for a sit-down option instead of counter service. All right, moving on to dinner service, we've got to break this down into a bunch of different categories. Let's start with casual dining, since that's what most of us look for on the regular. My absolute favorite casual dining spot in Raleigh is Standard Food and Beer, with its bench-style seating, graffiti-covered walls, soaring fig trees, and awesome outdoor seating options. This is many locals' version of Cheers. Standard is known for its great cocktails, in addition to every item of food on the menu. But standouts include the green chili smash burger, the chopped salad, and of course, their tacos. The steak taco and the fried oyster taco are my two favorites. You'll find us here at least once or twice a week, and Standard has become so popular, in fact, that they just announced they're opening a second location in the forthcoming Innovation District in North Hills. Just up the street from Standard is Stanberry, which many locals will name as their favorite restaurant in the city, and I don't blame them. The only downside to Stanberry is they don't take reservations. And even if you queue up to get a table right at opening, you're usually going to wait at least a couple hours. But that's just when you head to Standard for a drink and appetizer beforehand. But once you get in at Stanberry, you'll be glad you waited. It feels like you're in a farmhouse meets warehouse with its cool rustic vibe, and the seasonal menu will always impress. The steak is always a must try, no matter the seasonal iteration. And for Casual Taco Tuesday, there's no better place than La Santa on Glenwood South. They have some of the best Mexican food in the city at any time of the week, but on Tuesdays, most of their tacos are 50% off, and I literally cycle through them each week depending on my mood. You truly can't go wrong with any of them. especially when they end up being only about $7 to $8 for 3 of them on Taco Tuesday. Pair them with a Kiwilicious margarita, trust me on this one, and you're in for a great Tuesday night meal. Moving to a bit higher end, you've got neighboring Jolie and Crawford & Son, both brainchilds of renowned triangle-based restaurateur Scott Crawford. Jolie will take you to Paris with its French-inspired dishes and incredible bread and butter, and it features a great rooftop deck for alfresco dining. Crawford & Son, which was just nominated for a James Beard Award for Outstanding Hospitality, focuses more on just making amazing food, be that its addictive manchego biscuits or its grilled meats, all with amazing service. If you're looking for more Southern comfort food, you can't miss Pool's Diner, which hails from Raleigh's other famous restaurateur, the 2-time James Beard Award winning Ashley Christensen. If you think you know good mac and cheese, think again. This one is sure to jump to the top of your list of favorites. If you're looking for the best view in Raleigh, that title easily goes to Y Hill, which is perched atop a small bluff in the beautiful Boylan Heights historic neighborhood, giving it wide open views of the city from an expansive patio that includes heaters and plastic shields for those colder months. Thankfully though, the view isn't the only shining moment. The shrimp and grits are showstoppers, and the beer selection is pretty great. Now, let's move on to one of my favorite categories, and that's Best New Restaurants in Raleigh. I love this category because it shows the direction Raleigh is moving in the culinary world, and if these are a bellwether, we have a lot to look forward to. One of the most talked about new restaurants in Raleigh is Aja, which comes from chef Chidi Kumar. And I don't just mean locals are talking about it. Esquire magazine just named it one of the top 25 best new restaurants in the entire country. And it was just nominated for a James Beard Award for Best New Restaurant. So how's that for accolades? While Google lists this as Mediterranean, it's not like any Mediterranean restaurant you've ever tried. The restaurant itself, which is in the charming Five Points neighborhood, is bursting with color and has mainly outdoor seating that of course features heaters and coverings for year-round enjoyment. And while its view isn't as great as Y Hills, it does have an awesome view of downtown. But you're here for the food, which changes seasonally, but every dish is literally better than the last. On my recent visit, we had an herb-loaded frittata that was one of the best bites I've had in a very long time. And the whole fried trout that was deboned and just fell apart with a fork. I'm drooling just thinking about it. Next up is Madre, which is a more family-style tapas joint with an incredibly impressive interior design located in the newish Smoky Hollow development. Come hungry, as you'll want to try a bunch of different small plates here. My favorites include the roasted cauliflower, the vegetarian croquettes, and the salchipapas, all of which came with some of the most delicious and creative sauces I've ever tasted. Next up, we have Heirloom. Now, Heirloom has been around for a while as a coffee shop, but they've recently started offering dinner. So you can imagine my hesitation when I first heard about this. Like, how is a coffee shop going to be churning out delicious dinner options? But then I found out that the former chef of the now closed Humble Pie, which was one of my absolute favorite restaurants in the city, was heading up the endeavor, and I was immediately intrigued. And this Asian-inspired restaurant with Scandinavian decor blew me away with some of the best Brussels sprouts I've ever tasted, delicious crispy shrimp, and seemingly simple yet incredibly delicious chicken mains. What I also loved about here is that anything fried is made with rice flour, so even those with celiac or gluten sensitivities can enjoy. And on that topic, let me quickly mention some of our favorite gluten-friendly places. Since my partner has celiac, this is super important for us. Aside from Heirloom, one of the absolute best options is Irregardless Cafe, which offers a gluten-free chicken and waffles for brunch that's out of this world. If you're looking for the best gluten-free pizza, that's easily Oakwood Pizza Box. They also have the best wood-fired pizza, in my opinion, but Trophy Brewing is also a great option. And Centro not only has amazing Mexican food, but the owner has committed to making most of the menu completely gluten-free, including separate fryers for the chips. So those are just some of Raleigh's best restaurants. I know there are so many others. Death and Taxes, Hummingbird, East End Bistro, Mandolin, but I had to draw the line somewhere. If you have any other favorites, let me know in the comments below. Or if you're ready to come check out Raleigh, including our amazing food scene, I'd love to be your guide. You can reach me by phone, email, or text, and all my contact information is right down below.